So we don't mess up the spelling or anything like that. Just state your name and then give us the proper spelling for it.
Oh, Smith.
We've messed up simpler things. So it's
It's S-M-I-T-H, yeah. I know you're not going to mess up Charles.
well, I don't know. And then ordinary Americans, right?
Ordinary American.
Are we really ready to go? Okay, sir, if you would please tell us about the movement and the efforts that you're involved in right now.
Well, we can make a note in any state, but in Tennessee in particular, where 70% of the money collected by the state government is being spent on federally mandated programs. Now, the net result of that is that the state is required to raise more and more money to carry on its ordinary functions. And ultimately, the state will be required or put in the position of having to advocate a state income tax, which is something nobody wants. Now, we would like to solve that problem and many others. And what we've seen is that the problem comes from Washington, D.C. What's taking place in this country and what's been happening in this country is that regardless of who the president is, regardless of how you vote, the federal government gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the question is, how do you stop it? Everybody knows it's happening, but it appears that the Congress is powerless to stop it. And even the ordinary people who vote every election see their taxes go up and see the government get bigger. Well, the reason I came to town is because we've launched a movement in the state of Tennessee, and we're going to spread it across the country, to reduce the size of the federal government. Now, to reduce its size, you have to ask yourself, why does it increase? And it turns out that only one department of government is responsible for increasing the size of government, and that's the House of Representatives. The president doesn't control any money. The Senate doesn't control any money. The court controls no money. All taxes are raised by the House of Representatives. So if you would like to reduce the size of the federal government, what you have to do is force the House of Representatives to say no to tax increases, to say no when the liberals put up these bills to increase the size of the government. But even if you get congressmen who during an election say, I'm going to vote no on this and I'm going to vote no on that, but I support this and support that, that won't work. And the reason it won't work is because a congressman who says he's for one thing and against something else is forced to compromise and vote yes on things that he doesn't want in order to get what he does want passed. And this constant compromising is what makes the federal government get bigger and bigger, and is what makes our taxes go up and up and up. So what we have to do is say to ourselves, how do we solve that problem? And I know the ordinary person would be saying, yes, how do we stop it? Well, the way to stop it is to recognize that the key to the American political system is the primary system. And what's happened in this country is that the communists, and I do mean communists, and their bosses above them have taken control of the nominating apparatus of both political parties. And what happens is that the Democrats put up socialist candidate A, masquerading as a liberal Democrat. The Republicans put up socialist candidate B, masquerading as a so-called moderate Republican. That's in the primary system.